In our class of database management system today, we are going to look at how we are going to recreate a database, create three tables of both. The database is going to be a department database with three tables, and the tables is going to be a student table, department table, and the courses tables. So we are also going to have a relationship amongst these, or the associationship amongst these three tables using their foreign keys and the primary keys. So as well as if we create this, we are going to exercise the principle of reverse engineering using MySQL Workbench in order to generate the ERM, that is entity relationship model, in using MySQL Workbench. So follow me in this video as we are going to look all these things I mentioned. So what we are going to do now, we are going to start creating a table. As we mentioned, we are going to create three tables: the department, the courses, and the students. So we are first of all going to start creating the department table. The reason behind starting with the department is because it doesn't contain any foreign key into it. So whenever you have a table that you need to be created, you need to consider which one doesn't contain a foreign key, or which ones you create it then for onward creation of what the table that will now contain that primary key as the foreign key. So this is what we are going to do. But before doing that, we need to create, first of all, start creating our database. So we create database as usual. What is the name of the database? Is going to be department, or depart with underscore dbms. So this is what we are going to create as our database. So you've seen now the database is being created. So let's use our use statement to show that we are using that depart database. So depart underscore dbms. So we are going to run it in order to show that we are using it. So now we are not seeing it here. We can refresh these schemas and we can see now we have our depart database is being selected. So what we are going to do next, let's try to check on which database show tables. Let's see the list of the tables inside this database. So as you can see, we don't have any tables now created under this database. So we are going to start by creating the department database that we mentioned earlier. And that department database, we want it to contain, first of all, we are going to use create a table, and that table is going to be department tbl, maybe underscore tbl, to show that we are creating what a table. So we can open our bracket, enter, try to close our bracket, then we close our statement. So we are going to continue like this. So first of all, after creating this entering behavior of the department, so we are going to have our department primary key, department id as as int. That is the data type. They are going to contain integer value, and that is going to be auto incremented because we want them to continue incrementing after inserting each and every field in the record in the field. So it's going to be primary key, and then so we are having a comma because it's not the last field that we are creating. So we have after this we have department name. That's the only two fields that we want to create here. Department name is going to be a varchar. We select this data type called varchar, and it's going to be how many field size. We are going to let it 100. It's going to contain 100 character. So is it null or not null? Let's leave it not null. So this is the last field in the table, so we are not going to enter any semicolon there or comma there. So we run this and we are done. This is created successfully. So we can decide to go back to this statement show tables and then run it. So we can see now the department tbl is here, exists. Are we together? But there is a mistake here. We set depth. So please, this thing need to be corrected. So I can decide this department. I want to drop this table. Let me drop table. Let me copy the whole of this because I want to avoid mistake. I'm going to drop this table. This table is being dropped, so I'll go back to this create table so that I'll fix this error. Department, yes. So I will now rerun it. It will recreate. So let's try to show tables. So, and we see now it's being corrected, right? So we are done with this. So the next one, we are going to create another another table called courses. Let me copy part of that department. I will now go edit this very name. I will now type courses TBL, and we are going to have a course ID. Then we have a course code here. Course code, our course code are going to be still varchar of how many lengths. Let's say varchar of 6 length or 7, it depends. So in this scenario, we are going to have additional course code. Then we have course title. Let's say course title, and in the course title is going to contain varchar, let's say of 100, because we don't know the length of our courses. And then the next one we are going to do after this one is that we are going to add primary key, a foreign key now. And we said a foreign key is a primary key of another table referencing to another table, right? So we are going to have a foreign key of a of a department, meaning that many students can belong to one department, right? So we are going to use primary key of that department. What is the name of the primary key of our departments? Is going to be department ID, right? Department ID is the name of our primary key, and then of that department primary key. So what is the data type of that? Int, right? So now after you have is like just like you are adding a field inside a table. Now is what left for you is to define that the role of that foreign key. So to define it, we said foreign. We state our foreign key. What do you want to make as your foreign key now? Is the department, right? This department ID is what you want to make it as your foreign key here. Then you type referencing to what? Referencing to which table are you referring this department ID to? Is department TBL, right? Underscore TBL. So isn't it? So you open and close bracket, you still have your you are referencing this very ID into it. So, and you are done with this. So you can now run this very code and see. So we run this. Let's see. Let's go back to our show table. Where is it? Our show table is here. Let's run this. So we see now we have course table, right? Courses table. So what we are going to do next again, we are going to have a students table under the same department DBMS, right? So I'm copying the content or the code of courses so that I can refine it in order to have a smooth work. So this is going to be students underscore TBL, right? This is the best practice of identifying this TBL. So this is going to be student ID. So this is going to be student first name, last name, isn't it? So that's how we are going to have it. Student first name, we can set FN, right? And our FN can contain probably 50. So let's have it like this. Then this one is the last name, isn't it? This is the last name now. So I will continue to edit it here. So we have age. So and that age can be int of how many length? Let's say of 3, because it cannot be more than 999. So that is a for the age, please. So we have jump score, because we have something to be doing with our jump score. We have jump score is going to be int, and they cannot be more than 3. So if we are done with this, so we are still referencing department and we are referencing courses. So here we can just copy this content and then have our comma here, because it's not the last one now. So we are now referencing to course ID. Are you together? Please, this thing we are referencing to the earliest table created as courses. This one as department, this one for the courses. So This again, we are now referring our foreign key to contain the name course ID, and then to referencing to what a department table, but this time around it's not department table, it's going to be what courses table, right? Because look at it here, courses underscore TBL. So here is what courses ID. So this is the last quote here, so you are not putting any comma here. So you run this course code as well, and now see the impact. So we are coming back to this very short table again. Let's run and see. Now we have how many tables? Wow, we have 3 tables created, all references together, isn't it? All references together, right? So what I want us to do now, you remember we were dealing with entity relationship model in one of our videos in the previous classes. So with this, now we are going to use a function called reverse engineering. So with this, we are coming back to databases. We click on the databases, we select reverse engineering, or we press our control R. So with this, we are going to run our reverse engineering. While we are here, we now click on next, we select the database. These are the existing database here, so I'm selecting depart underscore dbms. So next, so we make sure that this very portion is selected, import MySQL table object. So execute now. So now in order to click on finished. So we are done. This is what we are having. Wow, see how this look like. So it's just to rearrange, or if this is not okay for you, you can come to rearrange and set auto layout. How do you see? Auto layout will do the work for you, or you rearrange it just the way you want it. So this is this is how your entity relationship model for this very 3 tables that is given to you. So you see, now we have the clear indication of our many to one. It means like now look at this explanation, like many students can belong to one department, many courses can be taken by one department or belongs to one department. Still many students can belong to one department, many students can take one course, isn't it? So this how it look like. So it look impressive, right? So please, you can take this one to go and practice. You can also take this snippets of this. You can screenshot your screen of this, then you now see how you can rewrite the code to reflect this without having idea of the code, please, in order to be very familiar with our SQL commands. So we are still going back to our class instances. So this is the table. So what we are going to do now, we want to insert field into this.